With up to 8 or 9 downgrades in just 1 month. This month, June 2021, Immunovant Inc. retraced from around $15 to below less than $10, but since those downgrades, it has continued to extend gradually. The signals have gradually begun to improve. We can see what's going on here. This is at about the time those downgrades began to ensue, even though what we're looking at right there is actually the end of May, but you can see that right about that time, the next sort of sessions we are looking at after that 28th of May were in early June. So there were up to 8 or 9 of them. The stock retraced all the way away from any of its short and intermediate trend line moving averages, and it retraced all the way down to $9.36. And since that time, it obviously opened an opportunity for market participants to get involved. After that, after the 2nd of June, it extends slightly above $10 and retraced again, also below 10 again. But since that time, the signals have just continued to remain very much gradually, positive. The signals, rather the stock has become slightly bullish, even though overall it is still very much bearish. The 200-day moving average, which is the underlying moving average, is still very much bearish. Apart from the 10-day moving average, all the other ones are also very much bearish as well. So what does that mean? Is that an opportunity? Will these analysts reverse their negative opinions? But all in all, I think the fact that the stock has continued to underperform will mean that a lot of market participants will gradually abandon it, and go and do other things. Let's see what the volatility is, 10-day volatility is saying here. You can see that it's a minor 86.82% for a small cap stock that is still fledgling. That sort of figure, that sort of volatility is relatively poor, just amongst other things, an indication that there isn't a lot of interest in the stock. So, but the whole idea is that this is a battered stock. This you can see even over the whole of this whole year. As a matter of fact, the stock has just it's the outlook has just been poor overall. The signals are still very much bearish. There isn't any substantial reason technically for you to find any interesting thing in Immunovant. Is it Immunovant? IMVT? Is it Immunovant? Yes, there isn't any. It's not inspiring at all. But so the whole point is that now that market participants are not interested in Immunovant and indeed any other stock, you should also begin to look at this sort of areas. This is right now in Immunovant. This is where the bloodbath is. This is where the blood has been spilled. It's a carnage here right now. So, and right now nobody wants to be involved in this. There isn't really any there isn't much money to be made as such. Their interest is not there. The volumes are so low, so very small. So is it the sort of stock you want to get involved in? Where you can take your time and look at things and see what you can do about it. Is it the sort of things you should be doing? So I mean, the whole point of this is to say that if market participants are not involved in the stock Immunovant, maybe you should also be involved. Because where they are absent is probably where there's opportunity. Indeed, where they are also, there are opportunities there. But there's a good chance that when you arrive there, they have already taken up the nice spots. But right now, Even though as a matter of fact people have taken the Immunovant seriously, because we can actually see it as it's gradually extending. So we're not exactly what we're saying here. It's not exactly news, and we all know the sort of things that happen with biotech stocks. They always retrace and become very, very, very cheap, and then they extend again and all that stuff. So well, see what you're going to make out of Immunovant. We just did a brief scanning, and it's one of the stocks that came out, and especially the fact that market analysts are not very keen on the stock. They have been downgrading it and downgrading and downgrading. So yeah, we can see what's going on here. The oscillators, even many of them are below zero and extending. MACD histogram is also below zero, I believe, but the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is gradually improving as well. And MACD is definitely, I think it's a bit above the 10-day moving average. MACD is above the signal line because the stock itself is above the 10-day moving average. So, and the readout here says it appears to be rallying within a longer term bearish trend, driving its MACD above the signal line. However, the shares remain below a declining 200-day moving average, signifying that the dominant trend remains lower. It's also lagging the S&P 500. So indeed, that is what we actually pointed out. So, but all in all, what we're trying to say now, that there might be an opportunity, is actually not that new as such, because some other people have already taken advantage of that. You can see the stock has moved up above its 10-day moving average, indicating that yes, amongst other things, that people have taken advantage of that retracement. It had all the way to $9.36. I'm currently at it closed at $10.99, and I think in the pre-market it's currently at 11.05. Just a slight retracement of 1.6%. You can still see the same thing over there. You can still see it here. The stock is not slightly above its volume weighted average price. Even the short interest is also indicating that the stock, according to short squeeze, 13.87% of the stock were sold short. And then for the last trading session, 44% of the entire stocks that were traded were sold short as well. So there's a lot of skepticism, a substantial amount of skepticism towards the stock, and analysts are not bullish at all. So all of these definitely, at least if you want to lump up the cumulative sum of the analyst ratings and the short interest, you can easily see that the stock, on the converse of all those technicals and sentiments, the stock is actually bullish. So, but is it the stock? Is it the sort of stock you want to get involved in? We haven't done any due diligence. The fact that the analysts are downgrading the stock means that there is a material issue with Immunovant. But where there's a risk lies also the crown as well. So you decide what you're going to make of it. We don't have any position there, but we just felt that we should bring this to your notice, because of late we've seen a lot of biotech stocks extending, and they've become a lot of very much interesting to a lot of market participants, a lot of retail investors, and they're like, So see what you're going to make of Immunovant, and let us know what you think in the comment box below. So thank you very much for watching this video.